Hello, first graders. Welcome to our new math lesson. As we say in topic 13, that will be split to two parts. Part will be learning about coins and money, and part will be learning and talking about time. So this is the second part of our topic, learning about time. Understand the hour and the minute hands. So let's start. In your book, please open page 529.
Look at the clock. Ria says this clock shows 12 o'clock. Pat says this clock shows 3 o'clock. Do you agree with Ria or Pat? Tell why.
All right, let's watch our video and then come back to this exercise.
The shorthand is the hour hand. The hour hand shows the hour. What number is the hour hand pointing to?
The hour hand pointing to number 3.
The hour hand points to the 3. The long hand is the minute hand. How can you tell the minute hand from the hour hand?
As we see, the hour hand is short and the minute hand is long.
The minute hand is longer. The hour hand is shorter. What number is the minute hand pointing to?
Select your answer.
I know that the long hand is a minute hand, and I can tell that it's pointing to number 12.
The minute hand points to the 12. Do you know the special word to use when the minute hand points to the 12? Think about it.
Yep, that means it's 3 o'clock.
When the minute hand points to 12, we say o'clock. How do you know what time the clock shows?
I look at the shorthand and I look at the long hand. I know the shorthand pointing to the hour, so that's 3. And I see that the long hand pointing to 12, that's mean o'clock. So it's 3 o'clock.
The hour hand points to the 3, so the hour is 3. The minute hand points to the 12, so you say o'clock. When you put them together, you say 3 o'clock. Now you know about the hour and minute hands on a clock.
All right, so we know that the shorthand point to the hour and the minute hand point to the minutes. And the shorthand, as we see in this example, pointing to 4. And when the minute hand pointing to 12, that's mean o'clock. So it's 4 o'clock. Let's see the previous exercise before we go to our guided practice. Look at the clock. Ria says this clock shows 12 o'clock. Pat says this clock shows 3 o'clock. Do you agree with Ria or with Pat? Now we know that Pat is telling the right time because the short hand pointing to 3, so that's the hour hand, and then the long hand, the minute hand point to 12, so that's o'clock. So look at the time, it's 3, because that's the hour hand, 3 o'clock. All right, let's go for our guided practice, page 530. All right. Write the time shown on each clock. Number 1, it's done for us. This is the minute hand, the short hand pointing to 4, the hour hand pointing to 4, the long hand, minute hand pointing to 12. So it's 4 and on the minute hand pointing to 12, and then it's 4 o'clock. Let's go for number 2. I look at the hour hand pointing to number 9. So the hour hand, 9. Let's write 9. And then the minute hand pointing to 12. I'm going to write 12. Put them down here. So what that mean? What's the time now? I always look at the hours. 9. So it's 9 o'clock. Let's write 9. All right, let's go for number 3. Again, the short hand pointing to the hours hand. The long hand is the minute hand. So the short hand pointing to 3, that's the hour hand. Let's write down 3. And again, the long hand or the minute hand pointing to 12. So I'm going to write 12. And if the hour hand pointing to 3 and the minute hand pointing to 12, so it's 3 o'clock, I'm going to write 3. Okay, let's take this down. So it's 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 is not showing here. Let's do it one more time up here. Okay, so now the hour hand pointing to the hours, so it's 3. The minute hand pointing to 12, so it's 12. And now it's 3 o'clock. All right, that's it for today's first graders. I'll leave you the rest of the activity in your book, page 531, 532. Thank you. Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new math lesson. Please get your book ready. Open page 533. Today, you're going to start lesson 4, topic 13, tell and write time to the hour. So let's start.
Both of the clocks show the same time. Tell what time is shown. Then write one way the clocks are alike and one way they are different.
Okay, so let's say that, again, what we learned yesterday or the previous lesson, this is that, very good, hour hand, and it's pointing to 9, and that's the minute hand, the long one, pointing to 12. So what's the time? 9 o'clock. This is analog clock. Over here, the digital clock, I can see number 9. So it's 9 and 2 zeros means no minutes. So 9 o'clock. So they're both showing the same time, which is 9 o'clock. So write first on 9 o'clock and we'll put it here. All right. So we can say that both show the same time. They're alike and they're different. We can say also that both have numbers. So that's why they are both alike. They both have numbers. I see from number 1 all the way to 12. So I see number 9. And over here, I see number 9. So we can write this down. So both clocks have numbers. All right. But this clock, the analog clock or the red clock, has minute and hour hand. But the digital clock or the blue clock doesn't have hands for clock, they have only numbers and dots. So we can write this as this is the difference. So we can say that you can say the red clock or the round clock, whatever you like to call it, or the analog clock as well as minute and hour hand. So we have the minute and the hour hand. But the blue clock has two dots between the hour and the minutes. This is the two small dots between the 9 o'clock and the 0 minutes. So the blue clock has two dots between the hour and the minutes. Okay, so let's put this down. Okay, now let's go and watch our video.
I eat breakfast at 7 o'clock.
The clock shows 7 o'clock. How do you know that the clock shows 7 o'clock?
All right, I know that this is the hour hand and it's pointing to 7, and this is the minute hand, the long one, and it's pointing to 12. So it's 7 o'clock.
The hour hand points to 7 and the minute hand points to 12. This clock shows 7 o'clock another way. What looks different about this kind of clock? Think about it.
We don't see the hour hand or the minute hand. They have dots and zeros instead.
One difference is that this kind of clock has no hands. What does the number before the two dots tell?
Select your answer.
So the number before these two dots tell the hour.
It tells the hour. What do the numbers after the two dots tell?
All right, so if this is tells the hours, that means these two zeros or the number after the two dots will tell the minutes.
They tell the minutes. So 7 tells the hour and 00 tells the minutes. Compare the two clocks. Do they show the same time?
Select your answer.
I look at the round clock or the analog clock, and I can see that the hour hand pointing to 7 and the minute hand, the long hand pointing to 12, so that's 7 o'clock. I look for the digital clock and I can see that the number before the two small dots say 7, and then the two zeros mean minutes, no minutes, so it's 7 o'clock. So yes, both clocks show the same time.
Yes, both clocks show the same time. Now you know how to tell the time on two kinds of clocks.
All right, so let's go to our guided practice and see the exercise we have. All right, Draw the hands on the clock face, then write the time on the other clock. So this is the analog clock, or the clock with the hands that we're going to draw the hour and the minute. And then when we see the time, we're going to write it for the digital clock. So the first one is done for us. I can see this is a shorthand, the hour hand pointing to 3, and the minute hand or the long hand pointing to 12. So it's 3 o'clock. So that's how we write it in a digital clock. Okay, number 2, 5 o'clock. So I need to draw the 2 hands to show 5 o'clock. So I'm going to draw the shorthand for hours, and then the long hand for 12. Okay, and it's 5 o'clock. Now I'm going to write here 5. Okay, let's put it here. And that's how I write it in the digital clock. Okay, let's go for the next exercise. Number 3, 12 o'clock. This is fun because now I have to point my 2 hands, the minute and the hour, toward the 12 because they're both saying same number. So let's do this. So this is my short hour hand, and then that's that. I know it's not clear, but I'm sure you can do better than that. Let me see if I can try again. Okay, take it maybe there. Okay. Yeah, maybe a bit thinner, we can do it. Okay. So let's write 12 and 0, 0. And that's 12 o'clock. Now, number 4, 11 o'clock. That's mean short hour hand toward 11 and the minute hand to 12. So this is the minute hand, and that's the hour hand, the short one. And the time is 11 o'clock. Let's write 11, and I put the 2 zeros to write the number in a digital clock. All right. So that was it for today's lesson. First graders, I'll leave you with the rest of the activity in your book, page 535 and 536. Thank you.